Okay, let's talk about something that could totally rewire how small businesses handle their money. What if the most trusted person on your company's payroll could also be your bank? We're going to look at a company that is turning that idea into a reality.
I know, it sounds a little strange at first, right? But just think about it for a second. Who knows your business's finances better than your accountant? They see everything, your cash flow, payroll, all your invoices, and yet your bank is this completely separate thing with zero context. Well, one company is saying, why does it have to be that way?
And this isn't just a cool idea. It's solving a real problem. Because, the traditional system, it's failing. This number right here tells the whole story. According to the British Business Bank, only 43% of small businesses in the UK actually got the financing they needed in the second quarter of 2024. That's down from 50% just the year before. For a ton of businesses, the system is just flat out broken. Yeah, and the problem goes way deeper than just getting a loan. For so many small businesses, traditional banking is just a massive roadblock. I mean, we're talking about super long, complicated onboarding, endless compliance questions from bank reps who don't even get what your business does, and this huge disconnect between your accounting and your actual banking. It's just a giant headache. So into this mess steps a company called Gemba. They took one look at this totally disconnected system and came up with a radically different model, one that could completely change our idea of who gets to be a bank. Their whole idea is built on something called white label banking, and the genius of it is just how simple it is. Basically, it's a ready-made banking solution that lets another business, like, say, an accounting firm, offer financial services under its own brand. And Gemba, the white label provider, handles all the complicated tech and regulations in the background. Pretty smart, right? And this, right here, just shows you how different it is. The old way, you needed massive upfront cash. We're talking hundreds of thousands of pounds and months, if not years, of development. The Gemba way? It's a partnership. No setup costs, you don't need a team of developers. And get this, instead of banking being an expense, it's actually a revenue-sharing model. So how did they do it? This is their first secret weapon, a no-code platform. They claim that a partner, like that accounting firm we talked about, can launch a fully branded online banking portal right on their own website in about 10 minutes. That completely removes the technical barrier. No coding, no developers, just done. And here's the second secret weapon. And honestly, this is the part that really flips the model on its head. Instead of charging their partners, Gemba pays them. Partners can earn up to a 20% share of the revenue from their clients' transactions. This is absolutely crucial. Banking suddenly goes from being a cost center to a brand new recurring revenue stream. Okay, so it's a fascinating model for sure. But the big question we always have to ask is, does it actually work? I mean, a great idea is one thing, but execution and proving it in the real world, that's everything. Well, the data gives a pretty stunning answer. Just look at this chart of their monthly revenue. After they launched this new model in September 2024, they went from about £12,000 a month to over £331,000 by July 2025. I mean, that's not just growth, that's what you call explosive product market fit. The market is screaming for this. But data is one thing. You know what might be the ultimate validation? When the heart of the financial establishment itself sits up and takes notice. This is a direct quote from the acceptance letter Gemma got from JP Chase, yeah, one of the biggest banks in the world, for their super elite FinTech Forward program. When they tell you they're impressed, you know you're onto something big. And getting into this program isn't just a pat on the back. It's a massive strategic advantage. We're talking direct mentorship from JP executives, getting global exposure at Slush, which is one of the world's top tech conferences, and a high-profile investor showcase to line up funding for their next big push. So we've established the model is powerful and it's been validated. But how does Gemba actually go out and get its customers? Well, that brings us to their partnership playbook. Their strategy is incredibly focused. They're not trying to sell to everybody. Instead, they target the professional services firms that are already the most trusted advisors for small businesses, accountants, law firms, payroll providers. You know, the kind of firms that have these deep existing client relationships, but usually don't have big in-house tech teams. They are the absolute perfect customer for a no-code partnership solution. And here's how they make that abstract revenue share idea feel really concrete. This table shows that an accounting firm that brings on just 50 of its clients could generate an extra $1,000 a month in recurring revenue. You get 300 clients on board, that's $72,000 a year. That is a very powerful incentive.
Okay, so the model's working, the growth is off the charts. So what's next? Where does a company like this even go from here?
Well, their growth plan is really clear and super ambitious. For 2025, it's all about dominating the UK market. By 2026, they're setting their sights on Europe, and they've already got an EU license in the works. And all of this is going to be fueled by an upcoming Series A fundraising round to scale up their team and their tech.
And this all brings us to the final, really big picture question. Gemba's model is part of a much larger trend that people are calling embedded finance, this idea of weaving financial services directly into non-financial apps and tools. So if your accounting software can offer you a loan and your payroll provider can offer you bank accounts, it kind of forces you to ask, what even is a bank anymore? If this model really takes off, the entire landscape of banking as we know it is about to change.